Hey everyone, I'm Liana Sanda, a student of MBA Engineering. Today, I would like to share with you all about the Mindmap Corporate Finance. Corporate Finance is one of our subjects in teaching MBA. Corporate Finance is the class with conduct by amazing lecturer is Professor Roy Sambal. And this is we learn about a lot of things about the corporate finance. Professor Roysamble is a great lecturer. He has more than 35 years balanced work experience in business, and also he facilitated in hundreds of training and seminar. Also, he is a finance professor, a former dean of International IPNI Business, and he also written 35 books and 100 articles. In this course of finance corporate, we learn about a lot of topics. We learn about the financial management, time value of money, capital budgeting, analysis securities, portfolio investment, capital structure, corporate restructuring, fraud risk management, international finance, dividend policy, and the last thing is efficiency market hypothesis. The objective of this course is to give the student problem-solving skills in finance from the point of view of management as internal and investors as external. The first week we learn about the financial management. The goal of financial management is there is a four goal of financial management: basic, operational, social, and research. The basic one is about we learn about the profit and wealth maximization. And the operational objective, we learn about the timely availability of request financial. And also the third one, we look about the social objective, is about timely payment and interest wages. And also we learn about the taxes, payment, and reasonable dividends. The last one is we learn about the goal of financial management is about the research objective. We researching into a new and better sourcing. What is to manage? What we manage in the financial management is capital structure, working capital management, asset structure, revenue management, cost management, cash flow management, growth management, and risk management. This is what we learn about the financial management in the first week. In the financial management, we learn also about principal agent problem. Inside the principal agent problem, we learn about the asymmetric information, moral hazard, and also conflict of interest. While in corporate governance, we learn about the four letter known by in the internal corporate governance is TARIF. It consists of transparency, accountability, responsibility, and independency and fairness. This is we're learning about the corporate governance. Next, we also learn about the value creation. As you know, there is a four corners of corporate finance is value creation for four corners of value creation. Is core of value principle, expectation treatment principle, conservation of value principle, and best owner principle. And in the value creation, we also learn about the 5 business essentials, which is known by the Mr. Ramcharan. And this is the essential business will consist of the cash profit, margin, growth, velocity, and customer focus. And this period also we learn about the time value of money. It is the related of compound value, present value, and future value. This is the present value and future value will be known famous in the corporate finance from the beginning until the end. We should know about the present value and future value. What is the application of the time value of money is mortgage, car loan payment, life insurance, personal financial planning, time deposit, contract value, damage in court cases, investment value, capital budgeting, and also the company value. Next, the second week, we learn about the capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is a planning process for investment in the long-term asset. In the capital budget, we learn about the payback period, net present value, for profitability index, and internal rate return. As you know, in the first payback period, how many years does it take to cover the initial investment? The sooner is better. The weakness of payback period is subjective because it based on decision maker. Different not consider the time, value of money, and consider all cash flow. The second method is net present value. Is to careful represent value or cash flow. The decision rule is accepted if NPV is more than above the zero. And then the other calculation is based on the profitability index. The investment is accepted if the PI is more than 1 and rejected is below than 1. The formula itself is present value of cash flow divided by the initial. The fourth method is internal rate return. The decision rule is accepted if IRR more than the required rate return. IRR, the discount rate that makes NPV equal to its zero, and from all of this method, NPV is a better method for the project evaluation. NPV is more conservative than the IRR. If the condition uncertain, better choose the conservative method. Next, we learn about the analysis security. We learn about the fundamental analysis and technical analysis. In fundamental analysis, we learn about the profitability, liquid, activity, leverage, and market ratio. Also, we learn about how to know the company is healthy or not healthy. Also, we learn about the Warren Buffett, business management, financial, and market. In the analysis security, we learn also about the DuPont system. This is the summarized key relationship with determining the overall performance of the firm. And also, we know about the effect of leverage on investment performance. Is using debt to enhance performance is common in investment. Okay. Next, we learn about the portfolio investment. We learn about the expected return, actual return, repeat return, return versus risk, and portfolio combination, correlation, and diversification. Also, next, in the next topic, we learn about the capital structure. There is a theory about the capital structure, is theory Modigliani and Miller. The portfolio investment, we learn about the theory is much as return possible is the lower risk. The three types of return potential is return, actual return, required return, and to know the return, good or bad, we need a benchmark, there's a BI rate, and how to miss the risk. We use standard deviation as the total risk return. Total risk consists of unsystematic total risk also consists of unsystematic risk and systematic risk. Okay, next we learn about the capital structure. Is we analyze the balance sheet. We analyze the balance sheet and capital structure theory. And this one, the Modigliani and Miller winner the Nobel Prize. They wrote an important paper in 1958. In which they proved that with tax deductibility of interest payment, the optimal capital structure is 100%. Also, there are the factor of determine the capital structure is about the profitability, tax rate, quality of cash flow, and credit rate. In this topic, we also learn about how to read a financial statement analysis. There is a three statement analysis: balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. This is the three statement that also a company has to do the report every monthly for these three reports. We can analyze the healthy or not healthy of the company by the financial statement analysis. Next, we will learn about the corporate restructuring. In the corporate restructuring, we learn about the capital structure, working capital management, asset structure, revenue management, cost management, cash flow management, growth management, and risk management. In the details, we learn about the process of integral finance distress, outcome of financial distress, restructuring the corporate structure. Then also we learn about the LBO, value creation are lower than WACC. This is we learn about the internal the value creation of LBO. Next, we learn about the fraud risk management. It's about corporate fraud abusement, fraud triangle, whistleblowing system, and incentive. As you know, the fraud triangle is consists of perceived pressure, rationalization, and perceived opportunity. This fraud is control for person to do something. The fraud triangle. What to do? A company do to prevention the fraud is build employee ethics, write SOP, train the employee to increase alertness for the fraud and how to prevent the fraud, including finance control procedure, protect security, hardware and software, and create whistleblower mechanism. Whistleblower is act of reporting misconduct to manager, executive, or other authority with the power to take correction action. And in this topic, we learn also we know that greed is also good, but it depends on the situation. On the last 2 weeks, we learned about the international finance, dividend policy, and efficiency market hypothesis. In international finance, we learn about the foreign exchange market, foreign exchange transaction, currency future and option market, arbitrage strategies, international arbitrage, and exchange rate big picture. This is the information about exchange rate big picture. We know there is a connection about all of the factors for this. The last we learn about the dividend policy. Why companies should pay the dividend policy? There are several reasons. Paying dividend is related to the tax, because tax from capital gain will be different from the REIT. The second, it means that the cash is really there, as the company is a signal that cash can generate the cash and consistently. The third, the value creation. If the cash still there, it means there are comfort zone for the management. For the management, paying the dividend is the thing how to improve productivity or profit. So dividend policy is really involved two decisions: how much the firm's earnings should be distributed to the shareholder as a dividend, and how much should be returned for the capital investment. The last week we learned about the efficiency market hypothesis. Efficiency market hypothesis is depend on the information. There is three type information: strong, semi-strong, and weak. So as we know, there is a random walk for the information price movement. In efficient capital, price reflect all the information that I said, that strong, semi-strong, and weak. When the information arrives, price react instant constantly to it. Since new information is that which cannot be predicted, it will be arrive or random point in the time. Price movement are random. It's called random walk. So this is the anomaly against the AMH is the filter rule, size effect, book to market effect, and calendar effect. Okay, that's all that we learned about the corporate finance class. It's about 8 weeks in IPMI AMBA September 2001. We learned this corporate finance subject from November until January. This is the summary from Prof. Roy about what we learned in the finance corporate. One thing that I learned from Prof. Roy is it's okay to make mistakes. I love to make a mistake in the class, and I learned from the mistake that could be better from the what mistake that I made, and I have to develop and correction for the mistake. It's really a good lesson. It's okay to make mistakes. I would like to thank you to Prof. all of the lesson of corporate finance. And see you my class in the next subject for the semester 2. Thank you.